first of all, can you please introduce yourself and the film with which you are playing here at the festival?
So, my name is Itay Tal, and I'm the director of God of the Piano, which is in the big screen competition.
And you're from Israel, right?
I'm from Israel.
And
yeah.
your film is about musical geniuses, or at least people that try to become musical geniuses. Can you tell a little bit about the film? What's the idea and the story behind it?
Okay, so it's interesting that you mentioned that it's about music like geniuses, when actually at the first time when the idea came up to mind, like when I first started writing it, there was no music at all in the script. Like in the first year of writing the script, there was nothing, no piano, no music, no geniuses at all.
What was in it then?
It was about a mother that really is important for her son's success,
Yeah.
and her, like the prodigy. But it wasn't yet about music.
Okay.
And it was also about the relationship between mother and son, and father and mother, and like the relationship between generations.
Yeah.
And this inclination of like many of us to take like this certain like how do you say, talent, or it can be music or art or anything else, and take it as a means to gain love.
Yeah.
I mean, in this film, like we have a mother and a son, and she didn't like fulfill her father's expectations of her.
So she plans those expectations in the
Yeah.
life of her son.
Yeah. So she now, all her like hope for fulfillment is dependent on her son, even before he's born. So the thing is, it's not. I know the film is called God of the Piano, but it's not about the piano. It's not about music actually. The music is like
Texture, maybe.
it's like a really good sub bass for this, like for this I don't know, for this interrogation, or like for the examination of this subject,
Yeah.
of this like wound that some of us like pass to our children.
How did you land then, though, in that world of classical music and composers? What made you decide to eventually include that in the screenplay?
It's also a very, very good question, because actually I landed in music in all of my previous films as well. Like, and it also always landed only after starting writing the script. I mean, at first, like, the script was totally stripped out of music. It was totally stripped out of piano. And then suddenly, like, the piano came into the script and it just took over completely. Now, the answer for why, I don't think I yet like discovered it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think probably something, I have some kind of a relationship with the piano,
Yeah.
that holds, like, I don't know, maybe this wound inside me. But like, I know that for many years I dreamt of playing the piano, and I didn't dare to buy one or to start studying. Only recently I started like studying the piano, for example.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So what compelled you to become a filmmaker? Because that's a quite intense profession as well. It's
Yeah.
also a very demanding artistic practice.
Yes, it is. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something like, you know, it's kind of, what do you say? How would you say? Like, it's kind of feels like a calling, but I think it became gradually. Like, since I was, I don't know, 15 or so, I held like the, you know, the video camera, the camcorder, like, and the old one that we had in the family. Like, since the moment they let me put my hand on it, I started using it, and then like started editing it, and I just couldn't leave it. There was something in it that was like so charming for me that I couldn't stop playing with it. So I just, I can't say that at this moment I knew, but gradually, like, I just felt that it's like, it's when I have the opportunity to tell a story but and to tell the story exactly like I want to tell the story, like I imagine it. It's like, I feel tears.
Yeah.
Really, I remember like the first time I had like, I wrote a scene and someone really like played this scene, exactly with my words. I almost cried. It was crazy. It was like
that it's even possible.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the film because you're mentioning this relationship between a mother, a son, and a grandfather.
Yeah.
I feel like God of the Piano at the one hand plays like a very naturalistic drama that's very well acted and the story is very beautifully crafted, but then at the other hand there's like a tendency underneath it that it feels like maybe a bit more of a thriller as well. It seems to be that there's a great deal of tension in the film, you could say.
Yeah.
Can you talk maybe about this relationship of just showing people's lives and then also showing the tension that's underneath everything they do?
You mean like in the specific film, the tension that is in the specific film?
Yes.
I can say that like no, I think I need like something maybe to sharpen the question a bit.
Okay,
like
sure. Can you talk about maybe then having this film that feels like a very naturally crafted drama, which also maybe then comes close to something that may be more like a thriller, maybe more genre related.
Okay.
This balance.
Yeah. I think I have this like inclination to make a natural film, like to make something that can be real, or that is real for me, that is realistic, that is not like I feel like always when I watch a film that I like it when the filmmaker can create a bridge between me and the world which I see now. It's not that I don't like fantasy films but something about like the naturalistic thing, like the thing that you can sometimes even like smell the characters. You can see that it's truth. I find it like more appealing for me, and yet I really like a good story. Like I really like I like that things happen. Like I like that there is a plot. That I don't know, like I don't know to say if when I wrote the script or directed it, this is what I meant, like that I want a story, but naturally I think this is how it's rolled. Like I felt like, I mean, if you watch the film, you know, it's like very, very dramatic things happen in it, but yet I think that when dramatic things happen, you don't like really need to like exaggerate them more, because it's like dramatic things that, like in my opinion at least, they can happen. Like it can happen like in real life, and it's like it's human. And
that's maybe what I describe as that suspenseful feeling, because the characters that you portray also are really complex, and some of their choices that they make really change the course of a lot of people's life in ways they don't really foresee, and it can be really uncomfortable maybe sometimes to see them make those choices. So how do you construct these kind of characters? How do you balance also maybe this thing between feeling sorry for them but also maybe slightly not condemning them but being bothered by their actions because they're so complex?
I think that, you know, sometimes it's like I feel it's a bit simpler than that. It's a bit simpler than like trying to, you know, construct a character, like adding this or adding this texture to it, or adding. It's like sometimes I remember reading. I don't remember where, but I read someone like sometimes just try to sit, like try in your mind, try to sit for a coffee with your character. I mean, try to just imagine what's his next move, or what's he's gonna say, And sometimes you just make everything very, very, very simple. Because I think at a certain stage, when you stay open, like when you start to know your character, it's not very, very hard to understand what's his next move. It sometimes surprises you, but you understand what's the next natural thing he's going to do. It might create tension, it might not create tension, but you understand what's his next move because you know him.
Yeah.
And it's not, you don't even try to add something to it. You just understand that this is, you imagine it in your head, and this is like, this is what the character is. It's
and
like,
what was it like, you already mentioned, when you started out making films, the overwhelming feeling of seeing it being realized in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
So what was it like with this film, which is your debut film, to have these amazing actors, also a great young actor, portray what you've written? What was the collaboration like with the actors?
First of all, a day before the shooting, I cried. I really cried. It's like, it was, because I kind of knew that this is like bigger than anything I did before. Like it was bigger than even I can digest right now. And then when it's like, when everything started, it's starting like to be more like on the ground now. And I think what you mentioned is that the actors in the film, and especially like the main actress Nama, they did like I think they did like a tremendous job. They did like I can't like, you know, I can find my own flaws, but with them it's like I feel like, wow, they were there. They were in it. Like sometimes, you know, even between takes, like with Nama, I felt she's still in the character. I can't even I can't talk to her yet. She's still in the character.
Yeah.
And this is like for me, this was like true acting. Like it was even a school for me, like how the actors work in this film, the whole crew actually. But you know, with acting, I know I never been an actor, but just, you know, only being here like in the on the spot, like you know, it's hard. It's hard, like.
Can imagine.
And projecting something very, very natural, I think, like Nama did.
So, your film, God of the Piano, is having its world premiere here at the film festival in the big screen competition.
Yeah.
Can you tell about what that means for you as a beginning filmmaker in some ways?
It's the fact that my film is in the big screen competition. It's very exciting for me. It's like I'm kind of proud that my film got to be screened in Rotterdam Film Festival, International Film Festival, and in this competition specifically. I mean, the fact that it's screened here, it's a prize as it is. The fact that it's in the competition, it's even like more exciting for me. It's really great. Everyone are nice here.